All right, so this part of this session is, I think, one of the most interesting part of every trading course. I mean, we cannot talk about trading without including risk management and psychology of trading. It's basically, you cannot live without embracing the fact that not everybody is born to trade. People don't want to be told that. I mean, most people I think we live in a lot. We live in a world where people prefer to be lied to. It's like I don't really want you to tell me I'm weak because it makes me weaker. I want you to tell me I'm strong, and I'm not going to do anything about it. Like I need you to tell me I'm strong even though I'm weak, so that I don't feel weak. It's like you can't tell the truth anymore because the truth hurts, and one thing I realized about life is the truth is one. Is the truth has always been and will always be one. And we can't live without embracing the fact that we are weak. And you can't live without embracing the fact that you can't trade or you don't know how to trade or you are not born a trader. Because trading requires a set of mastering of your emotions. You need to have control of your fears. You can't trade without embracing the fact that you might probably get wrecked or liquidated or lose, regardless of how good you are. It's like if you can't live life embracing this aspect of life, it's like if you can't endure losses. The one thing I've learned about losses, I learned through Ralph Emerson. He said a lot of compensation is like for everything you've lost, you've gained, and everything you've gained, you've lost. So I kind of look at losses in life as a way of learning. I really learned a lot from my losses, and I'm a student of life. I always learn from people, and I embrace my losses, and I realized that it was through my losses that I became very good in life. It wasn't through my successes or my wins. I don't really live life glorifying a lot of my wins. I live life very dedicated on my losses. I really need to know why I lost, and I come back really prepared. So because if I can focus on how I lost, it means my mentality is to win, but I'm not focusing on how I won. It sounds like, I mean, that is weird, but if I can gaze my mind on what I lost and make the regimented materials in place, and utilize them, all the resources that I have to more or less like come back as a winner, I think overall it's better than just winning and not knowing how to lose. I lose to know how to win, and it's like it works perfectly for me because I feel like most people are trying to win and people are running away from losses. Losses are not a mistake. If a mistake doesn't make you stupid, a mistake doesn't make you a fool. If you repeat the same mistake, that makes you a fool. But if you stick to your mistakes and learn from your mistakes in life, I apply this kind of approach in everything I do. Is like this kind of tactics to it and everything I do. So in trading, you can't literally run away from losses because it's either buy or sell. And if you sell when you're supposed to buy, it's a loss. But the question is, do you really run away from that loss and act so like your life is over, you can't deal with it? It's like, why did you enter into trading in the first place if you think you were going to win all the time? Even the professional guys are losing, and that's not an indictment on their. And I think most people are hiding their losses so that people don't feel like, after all, the guy who is telling this course is even making losses. Like, people are running away from losses so that they don't feel like society might I know see them as failures. I really don't run away from loss. I am a man of my own who believes in that loss is a way of learning, and I apply the same mental tactics in everything I do. Like, I approach so many things, not necessarily that I'm going to win, but my first move is an indication that I don't fear losing. But if I lose, It means I didn't know, I didn't have enough empirical data pertaining to the given subject I was trying to understand. But if I can win, it means I employed enough empirical research. I did all my legwork, and that's why I'm winning. So I really don't run away because I've learned a lot in life through losses. That it was through the losses that I buckled up and became a better person. I didn't start trading with Market Cipher. I started so many things and ended up me getting involved in Market Cipher again. It was through the losses of life that channeled me towards Market Cipher. I didn't know much about Market Cipher up until I saw Market Cipher. I didn't know anything about trading up until I saw trading. And I realized that if I can give myself time to learn something and not really lose hope and act like the whole world is against me because I lost. Because for everything you are experiencing in life, somebody has probably experienced worse than you. And this is not the time to just throw in the towel. It's like, I've given up. I don't believe in trading. But wait, it's like, why did you enter into trading in the first place if you don't believe in it? It's like you surrender without even realizing that you've already surrendered. It's like we don't surrender in life. Life is a process. The journey towards success is a process. Nobody won from the very first onset. I mean, like you can trace the very historicity of life that most of these companies, most of these successful guys and girls that we see around didn't start winning right from the very onset. They failed and they learned. Anytime I make a bad trade, I learn from that trade. You understand? Like, why did I lose? I don't really care winning nowadays. I don't care because I think if you win, I mean, we are supposed to win, right? But nobody is trying to embrace losses. So, like, I treat losses like it's like most of the guys are running away from losses. Well, I want to face a loss because it's through the loss that I know something doesn't work. And if you've never lost something in life, you don't have that feeling of how it feels to lose. And if you build a life trying to win all the time, you don't understand life a lot because life in itself is either up or down. And when you experience being down, you know how it feels to be down. So when you lose, it's like you need to embrace the very fact that you've lost because you probably didn't deploy enough data or you did your enough research or legwork. That's why you lost. You don't have to treat losses as it shouldn't be an indictment on your personality as a person. It's like that's why the whole psychological trading is like trading is a mental work. It's not for the can't because it's not for the faint-hearted. It's for the brave hearts. It's like you need to have that mindset of not giving up, regardless of how you're trading. If you're going to give up just because you lost trade, it's just because you lost a trade, is then you probably shouldn't trade it because it's either win or loss. So choose your demon. Like, why do you understand? Like, if you really feel like you're going to win all the time, then what makes you think that a guy who's losing is different from you? Is like, why is he still trading? If it's losing, he's still losing. But why is he trading? Because he believed that one day he will get the right procedures and the right functional like regimental materials in place to help him break the right trade. It's like, why did you give up? And to me, I think life is all about risk. Is not necessarily like on we have safety risk. A market cipher is more or less like a rest assured safety risky algorithm or script. You understand? Like, but in as much as it's simple to use, it's so hard for other people because again, the average brain takes close to, let's say, 6 months to either familiarize itself with the whole algorithm. If you're a genius, like some people, not me, I'm not. Probably like 2 or 3 months, you'll be cool. But again, you can understand the script, but can you really deal with the losses? Understanding the script was one thing, but trading is also another thing because there's a big difference between reading a script and putting money to back your script. When the real balls are tested, how well do you stand behind your I mean, do you really lack the very courage of your own convictions when you have determined the direction that you know is going upwards? Do you have the balls to put money towards? You see, money has this influential vibe that it tests the strength of people in certain circumstances. Like I always said, that money has this influential instincts that has the ability to compromise the ethics of people. Again, money, the same money has a way of testing the can do's and the cannot do's. You understand? Like it's like anytime money is put in anything, people tend to react where the money goes, whether up or down. Do you have that strength? Do you have the resilience to, regardless, to endure whether it's going in your favor or not in your favor? And even if it goes in your favor, how do you celebrate your win? Do you really celebrate your win like the same way you celebrate your losses? If your losses makes you miserable, why are you trading? Because I thought your wins made you happy. So why is your losses making you miserable? Good or bad, you have to endure. You understand? You have to embrace the losses, and it's like, do you really know that you are going to lose, or you don't know you're going to lose? The question I ask myself, that you really think you are going to make the right trade all the time? And if not, how do you endure? Do you write a book on how I lost in trading? Or you just brush it off and move on and say, well, I'm coming back stronger. I'm a tough person. I believe in myself. I have what it takes to do the right thing. Or you just simply shut down and like, hey, I'm a failure. I can use market cipher. It's not my style. Or you give in like that. Well, I don't really think you have to give up. I don't really believe in that. I think you have to embrace the fact that you are a human being and you're probably going to make mistakes as a person, but you have to learn from your mistakes and become a better person. And with time, I feel like most people will embrace trading as a part of your human lives. As you know, Byron White said years ago in the 80s that a change was coming, and change is like a warning that something big is coming, and there's always going to be a change in human beings. Our life, we always have to change certain things, and if you feel like you're not born to trade, don't worry yourself trying to persuade yourself that you are born to trade. If you feel like you're born to trade, then do it. But I feel like market cipher is for all of us. And again, like I said, not all of us is also born to trade, so I can't really force anybody. You have to determine who you are as a person. Do you really believe in yourself that you can do it, or you don't? If you really genuinely believe that you can do it, then you can't. As a mindset, if you really believe that you can, then you can. So the moment you doubt yourself, the moment you have fear, you lose. The moment you can displace fear or annihilate fear, you win. As if fear is what keeps you losing, and fear is like what makes you scared to risk. And once you fear, you can't win without fear. Like, it doesn't work that way. You have to win with boldness. And even if you lose, it's still a win for you, because again, like I said, in what the law of compensation said, like, for everything you've lost, you gain. And it's all mental work. How you embrace it determine how you become a better trader. And again, we are all different. We are all wired or nurtured differently. Our lives are different, different circumstances, different backgrounds. But I think if you can put your mind under control and have control over your mind and not have fear within you, you can become successful. Success is more or less like a thing in a worthy goal, but again, it could be worthy goal, but sometimes it becomes unworthy for some, because they couldn't understand how to endure fear, or probably embrace the fact that they are going to lose, or probably do enough legwork. It's part of life. Just trace through the very history of life, people who lost and people who won, how they came back. It's all mental, and trading is more or less like a psychological thing. And like I said, this is a very sensitive conversation or sensitive session, because I cannot literally teach you how to master your emotions personally. Yeah, I can teach you how to read a script, but mastering your emotions or probably overcoming your fears is not my calling. I don't really think I'm called to teach you how to overcome fear. It's like I can give you the regimented manuals by saying, probably if you can start working out, so something that involves in your mind engagement, something can literally, if somebody lose weight, like I said, like most people feel like they have achieved something. It's a struggle. If you can put your mind in a struggle and scrutinize yourself and become very honest with yourself, life isn't that hard. Like I was saying, it's like life is simplified. Just embrace your fears and realize your weaknesses and work on it. It's like I feel like society, we are bound to lie to ourselves that we are tough. I mean, the tough person doesn't say he's tough. Whoever says he's tough is not tough. People who are tough are cool. They don't talk much. They are reserved. It's like their action speaks for themselves. You understand? So I really feel like there's so much in life that we can learn from, and this is a subject that, or this is a topic or a session I'll release. I think is very sensitive because it has to do with the individual. A script can be understood by all of us because it's simplified. But with personal psychological enhancement, it has to do with the inherent person. It's like individual person, and I think there's a time people have to be honest with themselves as to whether are they qualified to trade, or do they really think they can trade. Because if you cannot embrace loss, or if you cannot endure the losses of trading, or if you easily get scared by the direction, like, are we in the red or are we in the green, or am I making money or not? If you cannot deal with the fact that you're going to lose, if you cannot embrace that part of trading, you probably have to reevaluate yourself and probably ask yourself certain basic questions: that am I really born to trade, or am I really qualified? Do I have what it takes to trade? And I think that's something that we all of us have to ask ourselves. I really want to end here. Have a nice time. Good.